Found out myself feel like an idiot for staying with my husband 32M for so long. Now I feel trapped and don't know how to leave. What would you do? So, I never thought I'd be one of those people who feel stuck in their marriage, but here I am, and I honestly don't know how I let it get to this point. I've been with my husband, Mark, for nearly 10 years. We met in college, and back then, he was the guy who seemed to have everything together. He was charming, funny, and he had this "I'll take care of you" attitude that I thought was just what I wanted. He made big promises about the life we'd have, and I bought into every single one of them. Fast forward to now, and I feel like I've been duped. Mark still talks big, but I'm realizing how little he actually does. He has a job, but he spends most of his time and money on hobbies and side projects that he insists will make us rich one day. Spoiler alert, they haven't. We've accumulated debt because of his investments, which usually just means buying expensive gadgets or signing up for business ventures that go nowhere. I tried supporting him at first, but after years of watching him throw money at every new fad, I'm exhausted. Anytime I try to bring up my frustrations, he flips the conversation. He'll say things like, "I'm doing this for us." Or "I thought you believed in me." He turns it around so I end up feeling guilty for doubting him. It's like he knows exactly what to say to make me back down, and for a while, I just cave and tell myself he was right. He's a smooth talker, and he knows how to make me question myself. But lately, I can't ignore the resentment building up inside me. I feel stupid for staying this long, for letting him talk me into believing in him over and over again. I mean, 10 years have gone by, and what do we have to show for it? We have no savings, no kids even though I've wanted them for years, and no home of our own. We live in a small apartment that feels like it's shrinking with each passing day. It's like my entire life has been put on hold while I wait for him to grow up or realize he needs to contribute more. But I'm not sure he ever will. And to make matters worse, he constantly makes me feel like I'm the one with the problem. If I talk about wanting a family or a more stable life, he says I'm too focused on material things. He'll go on this spiel about how money isn't everything and how we should focus on living in the moment. But his version of living in the moment involves ignoring reality, and I'm starting to feel suffocated by it. I've tried to think about leaving, but that thought terrifies me. It's not that I think I need him financially. I have a decent job and could probably manage on my own if I had to. It's more about the emotional side of it. After being with someone for a decade, it's hard to imagine life without them, even if things aren't great. I keep wondering if I'm being too harsh, if maybe I just need to be more patient. The other issue is that I feel so guilty for even thinking about leaving. Mark has this way of acting like he's the victim whenever I bring up my unhappiness. He'll say things like, "I thought we were a team," or "You're all I have." I end up feeling like I'm betraying him just by considering it. He knows how to tug on my heartstrings, and I think he does it on purpose. Part of me wonders if he even realizes how much he manipulates me, or if he's just so wrapped up in his own world that he doesn't see it. I've tried talking to friends about this, but it's hard because they all see us as the perfect couple. They think Mark is this amazing guy who's just a bit quirky, and I don't want to shadow that image for them. My parents adore him too, and they're constantly telling me how lucky I am to have a husband who's so committed to his dreams. It feels like everyone's rooting for us except me. The worst part is that I'm starting to feel like I've wasted the best years of my life on someone who doesn't really value me. I've put so much energy into supporting him, but he's never done the same for me. I've tried to talk to him about my own goals, my own dreams, but he always steers the conversation back to him and what he's working on. I feel invisible, like my needs don't matter. I don't even know who I am outside of this relationship anymore. So, I'm at a loss. I feel trapped between the guilt of leaving and the despair of staying. I keep hoping that maybe he'll have some epiphany and things will change, but deep down, I know that's unlikely. I guess I just don't know if it's possible to walk away after all this time, or if I'll end up regretting it. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you stick it out and hope for the best, or would you cut your losses and move on? I feel like I need a fresh perspective because I'm too close to the situation to think clearly anymore. Your situation sounds incredibly difficult, and it's clear you've given it a lot of thought. Update. First, I want to thank everyone for the thoughtful and supportive comments on my original post. Your advice has been really helpful, and I've spent a lot of time reflecting on my situation since then. After reading your insights, I've realized that staying in this relationship is not what I truly want. I had a heart-to-heart with a close friend who I've confided in over the years, and she encouraged me to prioritize my happiness and well-being. This helped me see that I need to stop waiting for Mark to change and start focusing on myself. I've started looking into my options for leaving. It's still terrifying, but I feel a sense of relief knowing I can take steps towards independence. I've been saving some money on the side, which gives me a little more confidence. I've also begun to explore therapy to help me sort through my feelings and get clarity on what I truly want for my future.